Hi guys! Welcome back to Money and Chi, and this week we will be discussing one of your most requested stocks, and that is AC Energy! Yay! Yes guys, so if you haven't subscribed yet, please subscribe and hit the notification button para lagi kang updated. And of course, we don't want to waste much of your time, so let's start the analysis now. So guys, bago tayo magsimula, kailangan ko kayong i-discussan ng power system kasi maguguluhan kayo ng sobra. So, sa power system, merong generator, transmission, distribution, load. Load is yung bahay mo. Ikaw yung gumagamit ng kuryente. Okay? So, sino yung mga generator? Ang mga generator is si Aboitiz, si First Gen, si Ayala Corp, yan. So, sila yung gumagawa ng kuryente. Ngayon, magkakaroon tayo ng ibang session sa paggawa ng kuryente para maintindihan nyo. Kaya ko siyang, sana ma-explain ko ng maayos sa inyo. Anyways, so, gumagawa sa transmission is si NGCP. At abangan nyo yan dahil mag-IPO sila as required by the government. Kailangan nilang mag-IPO at ako, bibili ako talaga ng NGCP. Kasi lahat ng kuryente dadaan sa kanila, diba? Anyway, so, si NGCP yan. Ang may-ari niyan is 50% SM investment and 50% Chinese investment yata. Anyway, sa distribution naman, si Meralco, Meco, ano pa ba? Hindi ko alam kung may listed na iba. But anyway, so si Meralco is distribution. Load is lahat ng companies na nangangailangan ng kuryente. At ang bahay mo, load yan, ganyan. So, again, ulitin natin para mag-klaro. Generator, transmission, distribution, load. Okay? So, yan. Para clear tayo. Bukod sa transmission, di ba, ini-step up niya or ini-step down niya yung kuryente para maging levelized dun sa mga linyang yan. Ang isa pang ginagawa ni NGCP is siya yung nagsasabi kung saan pupunta yung kuryente, diba? System operator. So, kung galing siya ng Visayas, saan pupunta yung kuryente, ganyan, diba? So, importante yan si NGCP, napaka-importante. Tapos, bukod sa SO, meron tayong tinatawag na MO, which is Market Operations. So, si Market Operator, ito ay si WESM or PEMC. Sila naman yung sa kung magkano yung binabayaran natin, diba? So, si Meralco, ang binabayaran mo sa kanya is willing charge. Willing charge, ibig sabihin, nirerentahan mo yung linya niya. Okay? So, kung makita nyo sa Meralco bill nyo, merong generation, merong transmission fee, at willing charge, at marami pang charges. Universal charge, all fit charge, mga ganyan. So, pwede natin yung pag-usapan next time pagka pinag-aralan na natin si Meralco. Pero right now, ang pag-usapan natin ay nakafocus tayo sa generator, which is si AC Energy. Okay? So, paano ba kumikita ang generator? Ang generator ay nag-create ng electricity. So, dalawa yan. Kasi di may thermal, tsaka may renewable energy. So, sa thermal, para ma-create mo yung magnetic field, malaki yung mga, ano na yan, facilities na yan. Kunyari, kasing laki ng bahay mo. Imagine mo kasing laki ng bahay mo. So, paano mo iikot yun? Mabigat siya, mabigat. So, dahil mabigat siya, ang gagawin mo is, kailangan mo ng device para mapaikot siya. So, for thermal, usually, ang nagpapaikot dyan is yung super pressurized na hangin. 'Di ba? Kasi, di ba, remember, pag nagpapakulo ka ng tubig, diba, nagsumisigaw siya, hii, ganyan. Kasi yung tubig, kapag ginawa mo siyang air, diba, may solid, liquid, tsaka, gas. So, yung liquid, pagka ininitan mo siya, nagiging gas siya at nagwawala siya. Pag nagwala siya, gusto niyang kumawala at, alam mo yung mag-wild. So, yung gas na yun, sinusuperheat mo siya. So, pinapainit mo siya ng pinapainit para lumakas siya ng lumakas, parang Super Saiyan 4 at pumunta siya dun sa turbina at siya yung magpaikot nun. Ganun siya. Pag thermal, kailangan mong painitin yung tubig at siya yung magwala at magpaikot dun sa turbine na yun. Yun na yung pinakamadaling explanation na kaya kong gawin. So, kapag umikot na siya ng bonggang-bongga na, ikot ng ikot, ganyan. So, nagka-create na nga tayo ng electricity at yun ay tinatawag na kilowatt hour. Yan. So, yung megawatt is yun yung capacity. Pero, pag ginawa mo siya per hour, nagiging megawatt hour. Thermal, kailangan mo magpakulo ng tubig. So, paano ka magpapakulo ng tubig? Sinusunog mo yung coal, sinusunog mo yung diesel. Sa diesel naman, iba yon, mechanical yon. So, ignition. So, papaputukin mo, tapos gagalaw yung... Parang sa kotse, di ba? Pag pinasabog mo yung ganyan, parang gagano na siya. Sa renewable energy, ginagamit mo ay renewable source. Galing sa nature ba? Ganyan. So, paano naman yan napapaikot yung turbina? So, sa wind, di ba? Pagka malakas yung wind, mapapaikot mo yung energy, yung turbina. Yun naman yung mag-create ng energy at ipapasa. Sa solar, more on, yan, dalawa kasi yung klase ng solar. Yung isa is chemical reaction from the sunlight. So, yung from the chemical reaction, lalabas yung electrons, tapos pupunta na sila dun sa wire. Tapos, i-convert mo na lang siya from DC to AC. Anyways, sorry kung naguguluhan kayo, paki-comment na lang sa baba para mag-explain ako ng different video na mas maintindihan nyo siya. Tapos, sa hydro, ang gagawin mo naman is hanap ka ng mataas na level. Tapos, from taas, yung tubig, bababa siya. Kasi, di ba, pagka nahulog ka sa bangin, malakas yung impact, 'di ba? Kaya ka namamatay kasi malakas yung impact. So ginagawa mo, hinuhulog mo sa bangin yung tubig para lumakas yung bagsak, 'di ba? Mas mataas yung binagsakan mo, mas malakas yung impact, parang pak gano'n, 'di ba? 'Di ba sa mga cliff diving, 'di ba? Mas mataas yung tinalon mo, mas mataas yung impact, 'di ba? So kaya mas mataas yung head, tawag doon head, mas malaki yung energy. So, napapaikot din niya yung turbina in that sense. So, yun lang. Hindi ka gumagamit ng pampakulo ng tubig. That's power generation. So, now, let's move on to AC energy. Pak! Anyways, guys, sana naintindihan niyo yung pagkaka-explain ko ng power generation at power system ng bahagyang-bahagya lang. At medyo mahirap talaga siya explain. Baka umabot tayo ng 5 hours sa video natin. Ayaw naman natin mangyari yon. Pero at least now, at sana naintindihan nyo ng kahit paano yung energy industry. Okay, we will do the ABC analysis. So, analyze. So, for the analyzation, first we will do what? Dapat alam mo na yan. Qualitative analysis. So, let's start now. So, maraming nakakatawang experience kami dito sa AC Energy kasi it's one of the companies na, alam mo yun, malakas sila, Ayala sila. Pero even though it's Ayala, hindi naman sila mayabang. So, nakakatuwa lang like some of their choices in the industry na, syempre, alam namin na wouldn't work, pero they did na pumalpak. And then eventually, they learned from it and then they were able to move forward, diba? And now, they are one of the biggest, diba? Kasi they learned from it and then they started to work towards that, mistakes and they were able to be better. So, yun naman yung importante, diba? Lahat tayo nagkakamali, lahat tayo nagkakaroon ng mga nakakatawang experience na hindi natin inaasahan na gagawin natin. And ganun din yung pinagdaanan ni AC Energy. So, dun muna tayo sa stock code. Sa stock code, it started with TransAsia. So, when it was TransAsia, I was in FINMA because FINMA owns TransAsia. So, FINMA is the mother company and one of its subsidiary is TransAsia Oil. So, during that time, they were developing the Guimaras Wind Project. Kung nakapunta na kayo sa Iloilo, Guimaras, makita nyo yung wind project doon. That's owned by AC Energy or that was FINMA, TransAsia that time. So, nung time na yon, they are also developing yung sa Calaca, yung SLTech, coal power plant in Batangas. So, si TransAsia, under FINMA, napaka-strong nung energy, business nila that time. Kasi, bakit? One of the head nila, si Dr. Viray, is a former DOE secretary. He's very, alam niyo yun, magaling talaga yung mga tao dyan sa TransAsia. Sobra. Bilib ako dyan. At close ko sila. So, nakatambay ako palagi sa energy trading room nila. Kasi yun, mga friends ko sila dyan. Tapos, yung head nila ng energy trading, si Sir Rizalino, he is one of the pioneers of WESM. So, wholesale electricity market. So, kung ano man yung meron tayo sa energy sector right now, malaking contributor dyan is yung mga matataas na posisyon sa TransAsia that time. So, they are one of those mga legend yan, mga tinitingalan nating tao yan, magagaling yan sila. So, nung time na yun din, alam ko na sa Maibararan na ako doon din nag-start yung GN Power. So, GN Power, ito yung sa Mariveles, Bataan, na thermal din. Nung time na yun, nagtatawanan kami kasi kinuha nila na contractor is Chinese. And, nung time kasi na yun, hindi ka talaga katiwa-tiwala yung mga Chinese, contractors. And even in our project, sobra kasing ganda nung deal kapag ka nagbigay ka ng yung sa Chinese, 'di ba? Kasi pag may bidding dun sa turbines, 'di ba? So, ang kailangan mo si Gamesa, si Vestas, tapos lalaban si China na parang 5 years, wala kang babayaran, tapos parang kulang na lang ikaw yung bayaran nila para magkaroon sila ng turbine dun sa country natin. But the problem is, syempre, hindi mo alam kung 'di ba? Hindi kami natiwala dun sa nila, sa sinasabi nila. So, ako nung time na yon, I'm working with the project in Boracay, yung sa Aklan. So, kung nasa Boracay ka, makita mo yung wind power doon. I was one of those who worked really hard on that to finance that project. So, yun. Kaya nung time na yun, tawa ko ng tawa. Kasi nga, bakit si Ayala? Ayala pa naman yun. Tapos, kumuha ng Chinese contractor. Tapos, nung nag-time na nag-start na sila na, na mag-connect sa grid para mag-supply ng kuryente, I think ilang araw lang, ilang weeks lang, biglang nasira kaagad yung planta, nag-down rate yata or ganyan. And sa contract kasi, if you do the power contracting, minsan, depende sa kakontrata mo, minsan, kapag hindi mo na-deliver yung energy during that time, magbabayad ka pa ng penalty sa kanila. Kasi, syempre, ina-expect nila yung kuryente that time, tapos hindi mo ma-deliver. So, yun yung isa sa issues. Syempre, wala kang magagawa. And every day of delay is actually a cost for you. So, ayaw namin yan sa power sector na nade-delay ka kasi isang araw na delay is millions of pesos yan. Kasi bawat instrument na ginagamit nila doon is nililease mo lang and may bayad yan per day. Yung tao na nagko-construct, may bayad yan per day. Lahat yon, hindi siya mura. So, for us, nagulat lang kami na ganun yung nangyari sa kanya. I know they also entered in some of the hydro projects. Pero kasi ang hydro, ibang animal yan na pakahirap ng hydro kasi unlike solar na sinasabi lang, kayang mabilis gawin ng solar ang wind, pero ang hydro, napakahirap niyan. Pero for me kasi, favorite ko yung hydro gawin kasi mas maganda yung tulong na nagagawa niya dun sa mga tao na nakatira dun sa community na yon. Kasi gagawa ka ng road, mas matutulungan mo yung community kasi mas malayo, mas remote yung locations pagdating sa hydro, mini hydro, or yung runoff river. So for me, in terms of development and sustainability, mas gusto ko siyang i-develop kaysa sa solar. Kasi sa solar, kailangan mo lang ng pantay na lupa na walang shading. Mabilis lang siya, technically. Ang magiging problema mo lang naman sa solar is yung permitting at saka PPA, Power Purchase Agreement. After that, I think ngayon, nabenta na nila yung GN Power kay Aboitiz. Kasi si Aboitiz, magaling siya sa coal. Matagal na niyang business yan. So, I think it's a good choice for AC to actually sell it. They also sold all of their hydro. Medyo olets din talaga yon kasi nakita ko lahat ng project. Hindi maganda yung pagkakadevelop. Mukhang na sales pitch sila doon. If I were AC, siguro hindi ko i-give up talaga yung hydro. I would rather develop on my own. Kasi sayang naman kasi maraming potential din sa hydro and it's something na gusto ko talagang mas sustainable siya for me. Kasi mas matagal yung life niya, mas mataas yung capacity factor niya. Hindi kagaya ng solar na 15% lang. Tapos after nun, may waste ka pa. Saan mo itatapon yung glass, diba? Saan mo i-recycle yun? Sinong gagamit nun? Tapos they acquired, I think, yung contracts ni Chevron sa Indonesia. They were able to acquire that. So, nagkaroon sila ng facility sa Indonesia for development ng geothermal. And geothermal is good kasi I have experience in geothermal and favorite ko rin yan. aside from hydro. Kasi mas mataas yung capacity factor niya. The typical Ayala, naging aggressive sila. So, they acquired more assets sa Vietnam and then, yun nga, sa Indonesia. And that's good thing kasi now, because of their experience in the past, they know na siguro how to do the due diligence of how to get new projects, diba? So, in-acquire na nila fully si FINMA. And medyo nagtataka rin ako bakit nagbenta si FINMA kasi it's power, diba? Power yun. I wouldn't sell it. I swear, if I own a power company, I wouldn't sell it. I think it's a bold decision from FINMA kasi before, they sold their cement company and chose the energy. And then, kasi ngayon medyo nagkakaproblema in terms of sales dun sa retail electricity market. So, nagkakaroon sila ng losses sa energy. So, now, they're trying to sell, I think, yung energy nila. Tapos, they're going back to cement. I think that's their move. Alam ko, they acquired the people then to work there. And it's a good thing kasi they acquired experience and expertise as well. Sayang lang kasi those head, yung matataas, hindi ko sila nakita dun sa website na kung sino yung top management. Kasi they're really good and I think, I know one of them. Pero, yun, sayang lang kasi maraming magagaling sa TransAsia and they are bihasa talaga in terms of power. And, yun. So, they have the experience now and the expertise. So, the problem is, dahil nga dun sa mga contracts nila, and no time na yon mataas yung price ng oil. Tapos, dun na dun yung mga contracts, and they have to pay for that. And then, yung price kasi ngayon is nag-drop because of oil prices going down. So, ngayon, nagkakaroon sila ng problem sa sales, diba? Sa contracts nila. So, nagkakaroon sila ng negative. And that's why, mapapansin nyo dun sa earnings nila for 2 years, negative sila. And, yun, tinamaan talaga sila nung pagbagsak ng oil. Normal naman yun kasi you cannot really tell diba? Kaya nga marami sa companies rin na nag-move towards renewable energy. So, dahil medyo nega-nega sila sa AC power, they combined na yung international nila with the local facilities or assets. They combine it together. Maganda naman siya sa mata ng ating mga investors kagaya natin, diba? And they are constructing new projects ngayon na mas mura na syempre yung cost nun for solar. And I think naman in terms of location, like Pampanga and yun sa Zambales, I know there's some kind of need talaga dun sa energy dun sa part na yun. So I think good naman siya. And what else? The thing with AC energy kasi is that meron silang load. Load kasi, di ba, as discussed a while ago, sila yung gumagamit ng electricity. So, just in case, pwedeng yung ACEPH, lahat nung excess capacity nila, is ibebenta nila yung energy kay Ayala, Ali, di ba, sa mga malls, sa ibang mga ownership ni Ayala, diba, Globe, ganyan. So, they have the capacity to earn from that and to close deals, diba, para ma-maximize mo yung capacity. Syempre kasi, the more na yung planta mo is empty, walang bentang kuryente, mas malaki yung loss mo. Pero pag mas marami kang nabebenta, mas maganda yung kita mo, diba? So, at the end of the day naman, yun naman yung importante, right? So, right now, energy, one of the industries na resilient in terms of the pandemic. Kasi lahat naman tayo may kailangan ng kuryente. Kaya mo ba nang walang internet? Kaya mo ba nang walang kuryente? Nang walang aircon? Nang init-init, diba? So, yun yung mga bagay na hindi natin kaya mabuhay nang wala. Diba? Kasi walang TV, walang vlog, diba? Walang YouTube. Dahil kailangan natin ng electricity. So, ever growing ang electricity. And they have a very good capacity to actually expand, diba? They started really weak, pero I can see naman na right now they're really natuto na sila. And I think natuto naman sila kasi with the projects that they acquired, they are now starting greenfield. Pag greenfield kasi nagsa-start ka from zero. So, yun, ang natutunan natin ngayon sa AC is you can start weak. You can start, losses and everything. But at the end of the day, you should learn from those mistakes and be able to use that as a strength and be better. And now, they're one of the leading, di ba? Kalain mo yun na kaya na nilang pantayan ngayon sila Aboitiz, sila First Gen, mga ganyan. And we'll see more kasi as compared to those companies like First Gen and Aboitiz, there are more conservative. So, si Ayala, this is now putting more aggressive in terms of the energy sector. So, for the quantitative, let's start now.
Guys, para naman sa quantitative, first we will look at its 5-year earning performance. And as you can see, it's not very good. Again, so you can see from the earnings, it's from 2015 to 2016, it was up, and then it went down, and then it went super down, and then it went back a little bit, but it's still negative. So in that case, it's not very good in terms of its performance. The next one is year-on-year EPS growth. Of course, nakita nyo naman, syempre, it decreased by 61.61% from its previous loss. So, it's a blue thing, but then it's still negative. So, hopefully by this year, which I think naman that's the reason for the consolidation para magkaroon ng positive na return si Acen. So, we'll see a dramatic change for the year-end 2020 because of the consolidation. That's all I can say. For the year-to-date PE growth, it actually was more expensive by 25%. From the beginning of the year up to now. And that reason is because, again, of the pandemic, most of the companies or the funds move towards to more utilities, like Acen is one of those companies na power, you know. And this is another thing we're looking at. As you can see, we are comparing it to other power companies like Meralco, First Gen, and Aboitiz. Okay. So, in call rating, it says buy, but it says buy below 2.3. And you will see it later in the chart. And with regards to its EPS growth, as you can see, sabi natin, di ba, pag the higher the EPS growth, the better. And as you can see, as compared to its mga competitors, it's actually the lowest. And when we say PE, the lower, the better. And as you can see, it's also the most expensive. So, comparatively to other of its competitor, it's not fairly, in a good shape. Hindi siya competitive. Let's just say that way. With regards to the consolidation, we won't see that until end of the year. So, if it might turn around, it might change, but I'm not sure how big the change would be. But if it goes down to 2.3, then it's a good chance for you to actually gain from it. Another thing is with regards to its dividend yield. As you can see, wala siyang dividend. And because hindi ka pwede mag-release ng dividend kung negative ang income mo. So, by the time that it's positive, then it can release some dividend. So, right now, it's on a negative side. So, if you're risk taker, this is the right time to buy. But, of course, we will talk about that later in the charting.
Okay guys, so we're done with the quantitative. Let's start now with the broker's recommendation.
So for the broker's recommendation, we're using Call Financial. This was released last August 13, 2020. Mainit-init pa. Hindi na masyado, pero this month lang siya. So bakit sinasabi ni Call na buy? Kasi in this news, sabi nila, yung first half of 2020 net income of ACEPH beat the forecast on income from asset injection, improvement in operating margin. Anong ibig sabihin nito? So, nag-disclose na si ACEPH ng first half. Ibig sabihin, 2 quarters niya na net income. So, H to dapat, hindi Q. And right now, it has 1.42 billion of income, whereas last year it has 407 million of net losses. So you can see it here as well. So second quarter 2019, loss sila. And for this year, second quarter, first half, 1.4 billion. in terms of earnings. So, ang laki nung in-increase niya, 'di ba? And the reason behind that is because finally nagkaroon na sila ng sales volume from the power supply contract with Meralco, which began in 2019, as well as revenues from newly injected assets. So, yung coal nila sa Batangas, nagkaroon na ng contract with Meralco, which increased their sales, 'di ba? Very good 'yon, yung timing na 'yon. And on top of that, nag-inject din sila ng assets, 176 megawatt of attributable capacity that was injected into, as well as the acquisition of 145 megawatt worth of operating renewable energy plants during the beginning of the year. So, nire-inject na nila from AC Energy, pinasok na nila sa ACEPH around 300 megawatts. And furthermore, earnings were lifted by the company's higher than expected operating margin. So, yung second lang, it means that they took advantage of the declining price in the WESM or retail. This is more on the energy trading. Yeah, pagka mas mababa yung presyo sa WESM kesa sa generation nila, they would rather buy from WESM and supply it, and the operating margin went up, or ibig sabihin bumaba lang yung cost of operations nila. So according to Call, they are maintaining a buy rating on ACEPH, and they were saying that they have a future value estimate of 2.94 per shares. Ibig sabihin, if you buy at 2, tapos ibebenta mo siya at 2.94. We like ACEPH given it is an excellent position to expand its power generation portfolio from parent firm AC Energy's plans to inject into ACEPH all of its domestic power assets. Furthermore, AC Energy subsequently announced it will inject all of its international renewable energy assets into ACEPH. The combined attributable capacity of these assets could boost ACEPH's capacity to 2,780 megawatt, representing 500% of FINMA Energy's existing capacity. Ayan, so sabi nila, it will increase the capacity, but at the end of the day, we have to make sure that those capacity is actually contracted. Syempre, if you have capacity and you don't have sales contract, that will not turn into sales and it will not increase as well. So, have to take into account as well in terms of demand in energy dahil maraming naka-close na planta, so might be a problem in terms of demand. So, yun lang.
So guys, ready na ba kayo for charting?
Okay guys, so as you can see, this is the chart of Acen or AC Energy Philippines Inc. Anyways guys, so as you can see, this is the chart of AC Energy, and we plotted the supports and resists of its chart from 2019. So we have at least a year of historical data that we can check. So as you can see, past May last year, it went up and then with a steep up, no, ang taas. Tapos then it moved within this wave na lang siya, and then it went down during March. This is the pandemic. This is when COVID happened, and then it immediately recovered because again, power is one of those companies or industries that are resilient to the pandemic. So as you can see, ever since it dropped and it went back around April, it was just moving sideways, and it may come back to its normal wave, which is this one. So as you can see, you can get this price up to 3.01 for probably this year, and it can be as low as 2.10. Okay, so if you're looking at investing in Acen, you might be looking on those price points, but of course not exactly, diba? And if you look at its MACD, so the blue line justifies an uptrend if it's overlapping the red one. So it seems like right now it crosses over again yung red line niya. So we just have to wait until such time na it shows na mababa na talaga siya dun sa red line, then that's a downtrend na. If that's the case, you should either be selling right now if you have Acen and wait until it goes back to this point siguro, at this point. Could be 2.3. Yes, or it could be 2.1. So the buying price would be around 2.3 to 2.1. And then, as you can see as well in RSI, it's overbought na rin siya. So, in that case, dalawa na yung nagsasabi na it's time to sell. So, it's not time to buy for AC. If I were you, wait until it goes back to 2.10 or 2 point. This is our position. Okay. For short terms, it's kind of difficult to say right now, but you could take advantage of this if it goes down around here, 2.3. And then you can sell again here at 2.7.
Okay, so nakita nyo naman kung ano yung mga meron si AC Energy, and you can still read a lot of news about them. You can check their capacities, diba? So, ano ba yung future niya. So, definitely right now, syempre maglo-loss yan kasi they're still on the learning curve. Pero, in terms of the future and, earnings, I think it's one of those companies na to look forward kasi they're continuously expanding. They are internationally, moving there. So for me, it's a good way, diba, to mark yourself outside the country in terms of energy. One thing about it din kasi is there's a lot of funding in terms of renewable energy kasi all countries are moving towards that. They have very good marketing then. They walang problema in terms of financing. Basta maganda yung development, maganda yung project. So, it's something that I would like to really invest into. Siguro antay lang ako ng right timing to buy, or maybe I will wait a little bit longer kasi medyo nasa loss part pa sila ngayon, and it's hard to develop new projects as well. But then again, lagi yung tatandaan, kapag ka nagkakaroon sila ng new projects, marami silang mga service contract. So, ang service contract kasi, potential yan, diba? But not really a guarantee na i-develop nila. Pero that's a potential project in the future kapag positive siya. So, makita nyo na may growth siya talaga. So, for us naman kasi, if we're looking for investment, we're looking for growth potential, diba? So, but then again, nasa sa inyo yan, diba? You have to consider yourself, ano ba yung feeling nyo? Mukha bang achieve ba nila yan? Magiging successful ba sila sa projects nila or hindi? Diba? So, anyways, guys, that's all for today. Thank you so much. And I hope you learned something new. And if you haven't subscribed yet, please subscribe below and hit the notification button para lagi kayong updated. And anyways, guys, there are some of you who are requesting for classes. So, I'm planning to offer that now. So, now I'm planning to create classes. So, if you wanted to join, I will put the link below para you can sign up in the future. So, I'm planning to start this on October for beginners, yung mga walang knowledge sa stock investment and you wanted to learn before you actually start. So, it's gonna be a very integrated, very hands-on, face-to-face learning. Talagang tuturuan ko kayo para after the session, you're ready to invest na talaga. You wouldn't be questioning like, anong next steps, diba? Kasi we'll do that through the process. And for those who wanted to learn more deeper financial analysis, more on the IRR calculation, NPVs, and all of that, basic financial modeling, I'm also going to be offering that class in the future. Please comment below if you want to join those classes para I can share it with you as soon as possible. What else? Thank you so much, guys, for watching and subscribing to the channel. If you have any questions, please comment below and we'll try to answer most of that question as much as I can. So anyways, guys, thank you so much and have a great day. Bye!